A dialysis patient and his family from Malaysia give back to society after receiving help. Volunteers visit a single father in Paraguay to care for him and help him clean his home. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. In Malaysia, a 53-year-old man needed dialysis treatment because of his kidney failure. Upon learning that his family faces financial difficulties, Tzu Chi gave them monetary aid.
I'm Mr. Varadaraju. I'm 53 years old now. And this kidney problem happened to me just all of a sudden. In 2 days, I was admitted in Sungai Buloh and I was advised to take my dialysis. This is for water retention. Okay, control your water. Give energy to the body. That's why normally I don't forget to take this. And because I can't stand and work, my legs were swollen. I sold the machines and I got about 2,000-3,000. So with that 2,000-3,000 I managed to bring up for 2-3 months. And I was helped by Tzu Chi.
Because of the sudden event at his home, his son's teacher saw his emotional instability and reported to Tzu Chi. Therefore, we help him with the medical expenses as well as his son's tuition and transportation expense.
I feel very, lost. I don't know what to do. And then, but on the same time, I try to be brave.
They support me by moral. They say, don't worry, we are beside you, we'll help you anytime. Just give me a call, we will be at your door. Yes, that one they told me. Anytime you can call us.
Actually, they're very good. In a sense, they're really caring. They know what to give to the people. They know how to settle their problems, especially me. Even though I'm a housewife, because I cannot go to work because my husband after dialysis will be tired. And then I have to prepare everything for him. Somebody have to be at home to look after him. Since the situation is like that, sisters trying to help me by giving some ideas to produce some products. You see, like handmade products.
So this is, I think, this should be increase my family income.
Now he does recycling and even made donations back to Tzu Chi. And also he helps clean up the place. We invite him to cultivate blessings together.
Contribution is something, it has to come from your heart. It is something very beautiful, something is very beautiful and make you really happy. So once a while coming here and doing something like this is make me very happy.
Jiaome Recycling Station in Fujian has been established for 7 years already. Many seniors come to help out here and have become happier after doing recycling.
这个7年来去拉了一车回来也是正常，我们都是说，我们正常在做的就是习惯了。
Although it is a habit, it is not easy to insist on doing recycling for 7 years. He is Lin Weibing, the long-term volunteer of Jiaome Recycling Station. This electric tricycle is his best partner for collecting recyclables in 12 nearby villages.
The things inside are all recyclables. I'm asked to come to collect them twice a week. There are boxes, PET bottles, and cans.
Going back and forth to transport recyclables, Lin Weibing does not have any complaints. He hopes to set an example by his own action so as to inspire more people to be environmental ambassadors.
Although there are many recyclables to be managed in this Jiaome Recycling Station, volunteers are not enough. I hope there will be 1 or 2 more recycling stations coming up and more volunteers to help.
Today is the recycling day and also the 7th anniversary of Jiaome Recycling Station's establishment. Volunteers have invited neighbors who have done recycling in the station before to come and celebrate together. Each of the participants was given a gift.
This year is the 7th year of Jiaome Recycling Station. Every family is doing recycling now. We, the volunteers, are usually really simple. We will go to Haitang spontaneously to do recycling together. I'm very touched by this.
At the beginning, there were very few volunteers in the recycling station. Up to now, there are often 40 to 50 people to do recycling. Volunteers always uphold their initial inspiration of spreading the love for the earth.
Back in 1999, the 9/21 earthquake damaged more than 800 schools in the central and southern region of Taiwan. Post-quake relief for Tzu Chi means helping to rebuild schools which were damaged. In just 2 years, they rebuilt 51 schools.
Relying on his memory of the location, brother Chen Li, who is over 70, is looking for the first DaAi home that was built post-9/21 earthquake in Nantou.
On the 8th day, the master asked us to come to the area. We were the first group. Many of the local residents were living in tents and without a permanent place to keep away from the elements. Our hearts went out to them, so we speed up the construction. Thanks to Master's compassion, there were over 1,000 DaAi homes for the survivors.
The prefabricated housings ended quickly and the rebuilding project began. Tzu Chi began building 51 schools for Project Hope. No matter if it's campuses which have been funded by Tzu Chi's donations, or those requested by the Ministry of Education, or even schools which asked for help, Tzu Chi spent 2 years to complete the entire project.
It was nearing the end of the construction period, and the Fujian team began to landscape part of the project. If you want to do a good job on interlocking bricks, the earth underneath need to be removed and redone. If you just remove the bricks and lay the new bricks on top of the old dirt, then when it rains, then it will be soft and sink down when stepped on. Otherwise, it's harder than rock.
Needing massive manpower to complete the landscape of the school, local residents also joined the volunteers in the project. Back then, the Tzu team from Hsinchu temporarily moved down to central Taiwan and lived at a metal dwelling at the school.
This is the mattress we sleep on. This foam is resistant to humidity. It's plenty enough for us. It's really thick, look.
Inside the dormitory, the forest of mosquito nets made for an interesting shot and was captured by photographer Ran Yizhong.
Thinking about the environment and how it really was unlikely people could stand sleeping there, but no one complained about it back then.
When Cheng Yingji was working on the construction that year, he actually had a tumor in his brain, and it was until he absolutely needed surgery did he finally stop working. Though the metal-dwelling dormitory is long gone, the ecology pond can still be spotted. An 80-year-old local Dongshi Tzu Chi volunteer describes how the century-old school has withstood the test of time.
A Japanese professor came to the disaster zone and saw the school and asked if it was an elementary school, as he was quite impressed with how beautiful and eco-friendly the building materials are.
Zhongxing Junior High is the largest campus of all the schools in Project Hope. Inside the booklet, the pictures help recall the memories of that time. The bricks from the prefab homes became the bricks for the walkway. To this day, the Tzu Chi logo is still there, while the kids on campus now were all born after the quake.
20年前的我们盖这些的时候，如果那时候出生，你现在20岁了，你爸爸妈妈有在那边念书吗？
我叔叔在这边念书。
你在叔叔哦，
叔叔在这里念书啊，你看。
莫忘那一年不光是。
The phrase, don't forget that year, isn't just about reflecting, but it's also about remembering those who offered their services to Tzu Chi without much fanfare. I was about 40 back then. I just followed the teachings of Master Zhen Yan and did what I was supposed to do.
上人讲的人生无常。
Master Zhen Yan talks about seizing life, and look, 20 years ago, I was in my 50s, 60s. I'm now in my 80s. Can I have 20 more years? Not likely.
The team leader back then, Tzu Chi volunteer Li Fengshi, is now 77, and he says he has no time to think about 91, as he's busy working on the Sky Garden for the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. Many of the brothers are working with him today at the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital.
He's 83 now. This is the engineer.
They will never forget as they continue to participate.
A 50-year-old single father in Paraguay had a brain stroke, and his wife has left him together with 4 children. They have very meager incomes, and the house they rent is unsanitary. Local volunteers recently helped to clean their home.
The single father Jean had a brain stroke, and his children are all still in school.
The eldest among the 4 kids is 14 years old. The second eldest is 12, and then a 9 and 5 years old. This family needs us to help clean. All of the volunteers are happy to be here.
Going into the dark room, there is an old bed for the 3 children, and the father sleeps on another single bed full of clothes with another child. Volunteers help clean the inside and outside of the house, as well as teaching the children to share responsibility. There is trash everywhere.
The well is open and it's contaminated. The leaves kept falling into it. So it's dirty. I'm going to cover it now so the leaves won't fall in.
We want his children to live in a clean and purified environment, so they can grow up to be a person with value in society.
Volunteers also brought milk, pots, and noodles for the children, hoping to provide them some motherly love and care.
In August, a city in Guatemala was hit by hail, which devastated 2 tribal villages. The crops were totally damaged, severely affecting the lives of farmers. Therefore, the city government sought assistance from Tzu Chi.
The chayote fields are all dry. The hail hit the city of Peninsula. The coffee beans on the branches were actually rotten inside. Tzu Chi volunteers in Guatemala visited the affected areas. Corn, black beans, and tomatoes were all damaged.
Ya no va a servir, el sol lo va a quemar.
According to statistics from the city government, there were 1,040 households affected by the disaster. The hail came through the thin roof of the kitchen, leading to leaks when it rains.
还是因为救了啦，我们看好几户都是这样。他因为也还是因为救了啦。那有的时候其实也就是因为，如果说你卧房那边如果坏了，你就比较会换嘛。
The daily wage of the farmers in the mountain is less than $6.5. The residences are also simple, with the health disaster worsening their living situation. Volunteers are connecting with the city government to know more about future means of assistance.
Tzu Chi's disaster relief mission has reached out to more than 100 countries. In Central and South America, when natural disasters occur, Tzu Chi volunteers are always there in the front line to help the affected residents.
regards to the church.
It's way more than I expected. Man, you did it. You did it. You did it. You really did it. I'm very surprised. Good job.
When a massive earthquake occurred, many houses collapsed, causing heavy casualties. This church, with 100 years of history, could not escape from the natural disaster.
Most people here work in tourism, so usually it's not many of them who actually come to Mass. So I joke, the church fell because you guys didn't come to Mass.
Tzu Chi disaster relief mission team went into the hard-hit areas to assess damages.
Although we may have lost everything in the quake, at least we are still alive, and we are trying to live and overcome this difficult time.
Yo amo a canoa.
To help the affected residents rebuild lives, Tzu Chi carried out the Work for Relief program in 5 cities, including Canoa, Manta, Pedernales, and Hama. Their daily wage is $15.
Don't you want to see your city back to normal because of you?
First said Tzu Chi volunteer in Ecuador, therefore sprouted.
It's old street.
Yeah, I hear that. Tzu Chi, is an organization help a lot of disaster. I'm trying to talk to the commander here. Okay. How can we do the relief work?
In September of the same year, in the immediate aftermath of the Mexico earthquake, Ecuador volunteers joined U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers to conduct disaster relief work.
Today, we had a lot more people than yesterday, so it was nice to see new volunteers come. We again did a new introduction for them and explained to them how to fill out the form.
People who were affected by the earthquake have worded of sadness to stand up again. The fortress of faith will be reconstructed by Catholics and Buddhists, where they lay the foundation together.
In building a church here, it's not only a Catholic church, but a symbol of great love.
I want to express big thanks to the Tzu Chi Foundation.
La sabiduría.
The core value of Buddhism is also the doctrine that Catholicism put into practice.
Lo recibimos nosotros.
Do you like the church?
¿Les gusta la iglesia?
Thank you.
Es hermosísima.
Majestuoso.
Es más hermosa que la que teníamos.
On this day, residents and volunteers transcend religions and ethnicities to celebrate the opening of the church. The term the Cash for Work program began in 2006 when the Philippines was devastated by Typhoon Durian. Following several typhoons, the Cash for Work program became well organized, from cleaning damaged houses to building prefabricated homes.
There are more people going to the shelter. Some classrooms have taken in over 20 families. I just can't imagine how they can fit in. They must take turns sleeping.
The Cash for Work program first appeared after Typhoon Durian. People responded enthusiastically. The money was not given out in the end, but it became the model of Cash for Work program in the future.
These tools are very helpful to us because we can finally clean our homes. This also teaches the residents of our community about helping each other.
Community na ganitong nagtulong-tulong.
It wasn't until 2009 when Typhoon Tzu Chi came and Tzu Chi truly carried out the Cash Forward program. For 18 days, over 80,000 people tons were mobilized to clean away over 26,000 tons of garbage.
We help each other. We can also have salaries. Actually, you don't have to. We still want to thank you. The residents are quite happy because the garbage has gone and the epidemics won't happen.
Alis na yung basura. Kasi iwas sakit din eh.
Typhoon Haiyan is known to many for the severe destruction it caused and is removed from the name list.
Tzu Chi Foundation let us know that we need to work if we want to make a change.
Tzu Chi's Cash Forward program lasted for 19 days, involving residents over 300,000 times.
Last night when they received their money, I'm sure everybody saw it. So now they say, we believe Tzu Chi. So they are here today.
It felt like the end of the world. We had no one to turn to, no food and no job. Only when you arrived did we feel that there is still hope.
从那样的废墟、那样的垃圾堆中清理出了路，也带动了当地人呐，给他一个生机，把他们的心启发出来，让他们的心中起了一丝丝的希望光明啊。
The mayor of Omagh donated 119 acres of family land for the construction of a great love village.
The Tzu Chi Foundation is a compassionate and trustworthy organization.
The Cash Forward program began with cleaning and has been extended to building houses. It allowed Tacloban to rise from the rubble.
Behind our efforts following Typhoon Haiyan was 20 years of experience in doing charity work. Not only in the Philippines, but around the world, we have accumulated a multitude of love and compassion.
This is their home. It combines charity, recycling, culture, and student aid. They held a groundbreaking ceremony in April this year for the Omagh City School, which will become a major leap in Project Hope. Love can take any form, can be said, and can be remembered. Through seconds of time and the currents of history, love will become a common memory that will never disappear.
In Malaysia, teachers and students from the international school visited the Tzu Chi Recycling Station. We will leave it with this. Goodbye.